Okay, part 3.
Storytime on how my sex tape with a girl got leaked.
Storytime about how I found out that my boyfriend was trying to get with another girl on Valentine's Day.
I was literally taking a like what?
Okay, part 3. So like I said, I walked in and she knew that something was wrong with me right away. Because she was like, oh, I have a letter from your boyfriend. And usually I would run up, grab it, read it really quickly, because I would only get like 1 letter a week. But instead I ran downstairs because her face was fucking melting. So 5 minutes later, she has to come downstairs and help me get dressed into my pajamas because I forgot how to dress myself. I didn't want to be left alone that night, so my friend stayed in the basement with me. So he went and tried to go to sleep, but he couldn't because I was watching Butterfly Effect for 8 hours straight. Like, that was the only thing that could calm me down. But I still don't even know all the freaking words to it, which is weird. Like, he would try to change the video and somehow I end up back to Butterfly Effect. And then he tried to kiss me. So he left the next morning because he had to go to work, which was at like 11 a.m. And I took this tab at 8 p.m. the day before. So I was getting texts like, where are you? You're supposed to be home now. So I had to go home and act normal in front of everybody while I'm still tripping balls. And I also got grounded for coming home late because I could not come home at the right time because I was tripping so hard. And this lasted for about 24 hours.
Storytime about how I found out that my boyfriend was trying to get with another girl on Valentine's Day. Okay, there's a lot that goes into this story time, so let me break it down for you real quick. I was a sophomore and my boyfriend and I had been dating for about 4 months now, and he was a junior. Well, there was this girl that he was for some reason obsessed with in his Spanish class. She was a freshman, and I know you're probably thinking, oh, well, how did you know he was obsessed with her? Well, he would Snapchat this girl 24/7. Even his friends told me he was obsessed with her. So I talked to him and I told him I was uncomfortable with how much he was talking to this girl. And he said, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'll block her. Now, I didn't ask him to do that, but it made me feel more confident in how he felt about me. Well, Valentine's Day comes around, and we didn't talk all day until he came to pick me up. I wished him a happy Valentine's Day and got left undelivered. So we get to the restaurants and we decide to put our phones at the end of the table so that way we would be more focused on each other. Well, he goes to the bathroom and then I see this name pop up on his phone. Like for part 2.
Part 2. So, like I said, I saw this name on his phone, and there was something special about this name. So, whenever I kept streaks, I would put the word streak, and then an emoji, and then the person's name. And he got the idea that instead of keeping her name, he would put it as streak. So I was like, that's really fucking weird. And at first I was like, what the fuck? So I opened his phone, and what do you know, it's from that girl. And she was replying back to a big paragraph that he sent her. And we had school that same day. So at 6:30 in the morning, this girl got a big paragraph from my boyfriend about how she's such a beautiful, amazing girl, and that she deserves somebody who's gonna take her out and buy her flowers and stuff. And how if she wanted to go out to dinner, let him know. He took an extremely long time in the bathroom, so the waiter came to our table. So I ordered $300 worth of food for myself. So when he came back, I told him that I had to go call my mom, and I left. And he was stuck with a $400 bill.
Storytime about how I broke up my best friend and his girlfriend. So it was our sophomore year in high school, and my best friend and I had known each other since we were like 8 years old. And I've always had a crush on him. Like, anytime he would get a girlfriend, I would try and break them up. And it would work. Well, our freshman year of high school, he started dating this one girl. Well, when he started dating her, he distanced himself from me because she didn't like how much time we were spending together. So a few months go by and my birthday's coming up. And mind you, within these past few months, we only seen each other like twice. And he had me blocked on all social media. Well, our parents were really good friends because we lived in the same cul-de-sac. So my mom invited him and his parents to my birthday party. So at the end of my party, my friends left and him and his parents stayed. And my parents really didn't care if I drank alcohol, so we had like a whole bottle of vodka to ourselves. So we're in the basement and we're taking shots together. Well, I got him super drunk and he fell asleep. And while he was sleeping, I went on his phone and like for part 2. Part 2. And I was able to get into his phone because he stole my fingerprint from when we were best friends. So I unblocked myself on all social medias, and there was an ottoman pushed against the couch, so while he was sleeping, I was able to go lay next to him. So while I was laying next to him, I took a few pictures of us, and I saved them in his camera roll. And I also sent one to his girlfriend. And it was about 1 in the morning. Well, she opened it right away and then she started going off and would not stop calling his phone. So after that, I turned his phone off, So he started to wake up, and then we started drinking more. And then we started fooling around. And while we were doing the nasty, I took a video. But he didn't see it because the phone was in front of me. And I had his girlfriend on Snapchat. So what did I do? I sent the motherfucking video to her. So the next day, obviously, he found out what happened. So then he came over to my house to talk to me. And I told him how I was upset that she was keeping him from me. So he broke up with her and started dating me.
One day in elementary school, it was lunchtime. To go potty. It was poo-poo time. So I remember I went to the restroom and I was exploding or whatever. And these girls walked in. We're gonna call them the Chipettes, okay? This is the best part. So the Chipettes start yelling in the bathroom. Is someone here? Can someone hear me? Like, I didn't say anything. I was literally taking a like, what? These girls, deadass, start laughing. They turn off the lights in the bathroom. They turn on all the sinks, whatever. And they start saying like Bloody Mary or some shit. And then the Chipettes run out of the bathroom and shut the door. So here I am getting casted on. I remember seeing a shadow. I fell on my ass and I start screaming and crying. It wasn't good. So someone called the janitor. Janitor walks in to check up on me. It's a guy. One day, my brother and I were walking to a liquor. To get there, we had to go through an alley. So we're walking through the alley and then randomly someone throws a rock at us. Like, obviously we turned around like, literally no cap. We turn around and we see a clown looking at us with a hammer in his hand. I thought it was my mom pranking me, so I remember I looked at the clown and I was like, you're so funny, take off the mask. My brother was like, Sam, what the stop, like actually this is a real clown. I remember I looked at the clown and then the clown's like, you have 5 seconds to run. Don't even try yelling, no one's gonna hear you. Oh bitch, we flew. This is the best part. So my brother and I, we start sprinting because we want to get somewhere where people are. And the clown starts chasing us. So I remember the clown chased us into this like vacant house. My brother and I didn't know what to do. So we go into the house and then we start hiding, whatever. Tried calling the cops, no reception. And guess whose house it was? Guess who met up at this house? One day I was in math class and my crush was sitting next to me. We're gonna call him Diego. So Diego and I were like teasing each other, we're like flirting, whatever. So fast forward 10 minutes, Diego asks the teacher, can I go to the bathroom? And then Diego looks at me and he's like, I'll see you soon. And I was like, silly goose, what? So Diego goes to the bathroom. Then I get a FaceTime call. Oh, this is the best part. So I answered because I was like, okay, maybe something happened. Oh, something did happen, okay? So I answer and the first thing I see is he's putting his camera on his, his bacon down there. And you know what the best part is? So right when I answer, obviously I was scared and I was like, and then my teacher was like, what happened? She grabs my phone and looks and she's like, why is it so small? Well, one day this random guy added me on Snapchat. I added him just because you really never know. It could be my soulmate or something. Like, we're gonna call him Larry. So right when I added Larry, he sent me a snap. Oh, this is the best part. Just wait, sweetie. So it was a photo of a wall with pictures of me, baby pictures of me, even a picture of my cat with like tiny post-its all around it. And in the caption, he was like, I manifested you, you cannot leave anymore. I was kind of scared, so I blocked him. And I remember I left to my grandma's house because I was just really scared to even be in my own house. And so the next morning of me staying at my grandma's house, we got mailed this like big box with like confetti in it. And there was this envelope and I remember the envelope was like, hey, it's Larry. I told you cannot leave. And my family's number was there, our address was there, and a bottle of pepper spray.
Storytime on how my sex tape with a girl got leaked. So this happened when I was in high school and I was going to a private Christian high school. I had just started there, so I didn't know anyone there. And for about a whole week, I didn't talk to anyone because I've always had social anxiety. So I met this really nice girl and she was like me. She seemed pretty quiet, didn't really talk to anyone, didn't have any friends that I knew of then. So we first started talking in school, then we started hanging out outside of school. Now guys, I was straight till I met her. But I felt like we really had a good connection, so we both started flirting with each other. But we wouldn't do it at school, because like I said, I was straight before I met her. But I was also curious, and I think that's why I was flirting with her at the time. She was also really pretty. So one day she invites me to her house and she says her parents won't be there. Like and follow for part 2. Story time on how my sex tape with the girl got leaked. So we got to her house and we went there right after school because my parents were very strict and they wouldn't let me go out every day. So she invited me to her room and she started asking me if I've ever been with a girl, if I liked girls, and I said no, I've never been with a girl. I've never liked a girl, but I've always been curious. And she asked me if I wanted to try, and I said yes. So we did our thing, but halfway she was like, "Can I record this?" And I said, "Yeah, do it with my phone." And she said, "I'm never gonna show this to anyone because I'm straight. I'm just doing it because you're curious and I'm curious too." So I said, okay, and let her record us with her phone. And she recorded everything. 2 weeks after that, everyone in the school had that video. And she stopped talking to me, like for part 3. Part 3. So she stopped talking to me and she was walking around like nothing happened. So I caught her one day in the bathroom and I asked her what happened. And this bitch said the video was too good to keep it to herself. So she decided to send it to some friends. I was shook. She apologized and she said she couldn't talk to me anymore because she told her parents that I leaked the video and her parents told her to not ever talk to me again. Long story short, I had to tell my parents. They talked to her parents, and I ended up switching schools. But that didn't really help either, because a lot of people already had that video. But 3 months after that, everything died down, and no one was talking about it anymore. And at first, I was really mad about it, but I really couldn't do anything, so I just forgot about it too. Storytime on how I got food poisoning from a restaurant I worked at. For legal reasons, I will not be saying what restaurant it is. So I'm really picky with my food, and I would always either cook the food myself, or I had this one cook that I trusted. But one day I got sent to a different restaurant. Same restaurant chain, same owner, just different location. So at the end of my shift at that restaurant, I order my food. I ordered a grilled chicken sandwich, and I specifically said I wanted the chicken cooked crispy. So I got my food, and after a few bites, I see that the chicken is not cooked. Like the inside was still raw, and I had already eaten half of the sandwich. So I threw it out, and I went home. That night, I started feeling really sick. Like I can't even explain it. It's like nothing I've ever felt. But I take a Tylenol and I go to bed. But I just cannot sleep. Like for part 2.